We are talking about the question, how much do you need to retire? This is one of the most frequent questions that we get from folks that are making that transition from their working years, whether that's a long career or a business that they've built, and moving into that next phase of life where they might want to spend more time with family. They might want to keep working in things that are meaningful to them, but not need the paycheck. Whatever that looks like, everybody comes down to this question, how much do I actually need in order to retire? So we're going to work through a case study here that's related to this article that we wrote. How much do you need to retire? So Jason and Jenny Miller here are 59 years old, on the verge of wanting to be able to retire. They want to be able to enjoy their life, don't want to have to worry about money, and they just aren't sure if they have enough. So one of the first things that we work through together is a process to answer the question, what's my number? When we say what's my number, what we mean is how much do you need in your retirement nest egg, whether that's cash, investments, retirement accounts that you have, how much do you need across those different assets in order to take the income that you are going to need to enjoy your life without worry? So in order to get there, we work through a process to establish three questions. What am I going to spend each year? What pensions or Social Security, other sources of fixed income are going to come in every single month, no matter what's happening in the market? And then what's my income gap? What is it that I need to fill each month from investments or other assets that I've built that will help me to live that entire lifestyle that I want? So using a rough example here, just to kind of highlight one scenario, if these folks wanted to spend about $120,000 a year, adjusted for inflation, if they were going to have $3,000 a month coming in every single month from pension, Social Security, and other fixed income, that leaves them a gap of about $84,000. If we assumed they were going to earn 5% on their investments and things were going to get more expensive, inflate by 3% per year, they need about $2.5 million in that nest egg just to make ends meet in retirement. That's also going to leave them a $1 million buffer at the end. We always want to see a buffer like this because what you don't want to do is spend the portfolio or the nest egg down to a small enough margin that you don't have any room for unexpected expenses, for healthcare needs, for family situations that come up. We always want to see some sort of a buffer. So for some people, they want to start and end with exactly the same amount. That means they're just living off of the income. Some people are comfortable spending the principal down a little bit. Regardless, we don't ever want to see somebody entirely projected to run out of money. So for this initial scenario, now we've given them a starting point. $2.5 million is what they need to fill that income gap to have the retirement lifestyle they want. So here's what's commonly next. What's commonly next is, all right, we've got our baseline covered. What if, and then fill in the blank. We want to travel more. We want to buy a second home. We want to, now that their initial needs are answered, they're able to start dreaming actually a little bit. So this is where some of the tools that we use can be very helpful. What we do here at Altera is we build a profile like this for everybody based on a scenario that they have outlined for themselves. Each vertical blue bar here is the balance of their investments over time. So we can say, okay, you want to retire at age 60, that's next year. You have you want to be able to spend $120,000 a year. And we always net that out from taxes and inflation. And we take care of all of that in-house so they can know that this represents a $120,000 a year lifestyle out into the future. This helps us to see by age 60, they're on track to actually have about $4 million, which is more than they're going to need. And that explains why their assets grow over time. They're projected to have about $6.7 million when they get out to age 100. But what they told us is, you know, what would be great is actually spending something closer to $160,000 a year. That would allow us to travel, create some of the more experiences we want to have with our family. And what we learn is while they were well on track to reach that 120,000 goal, they are not quite on track for this goal of spending 160,000 per year without spending through the nest egg they've worked so hard to build. So what we want to do is help them create new scenarios based on the levers they pull. When I retire, how much I spend when I retire, and then how long I work or how much I save along the way. For them, it was more important to be able to maintain a level of spending than, and they were willing to consider working another couple of years. So if we bump them out to age 62 instead of 60 at retirement, here's what happens. Now they're on track to accumulate, we can see here in the afterline, about $4.4 million. Their assets are going to grow. They're going to spend it down some, but they're still going to end with something like $2 million. They were comfortable spending a little bit of the principal down in order to balance. I don't want to have to work forever. I do want this spending lifestyle. That's really what's going to allow us to enjoy life in the way that we've envisioned it. And so they wanted this balance, and this allowed us to kind of iterate this and build a scenario that they were excited about. So whether you are working with a team like ours here at Altera to do something like this, whether you're running some of the numbers if you're well equipped on your own, what you want to make sure is you have a clear understanding of what your number is, and then access to the answers to some of those what if questions. So hopefully this is helpful on your journey to finding that retirement lifestyle that you want. And please reach out if there's any questions.